Insurance isn't one size fits all. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years now. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they'll show you options that fit your budget. So whether you're picking out your first policy or just looking for something that works better for you and your family, they make it easy to see your options. Visit Progressive.com. Find a rate that works for you with the Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Every team, every topic, everywhere. This is Believe.
Don't let your decision paralysis demon keep you from watching something great this weekend. Subscribe to ScreamShare, the newsletter that serves up a 5-minute breakdown of the best horror available on streaming. I'll have essential weekly movie picks covering new films, classics that you need to catch up on, and a movie that's always streaming for free. So subscribe now, and you can even be part of some frighteningly fun watch parties we're putting together that'll let you be part of the conversation. So click in the link in the show notes or go to screamshare.beehive.com. That's screamshare.beehive.com, and make sure you whitelist your welcome email so you can get all of the latest news and updates. And now, the body count continues. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, prom night is here. That's right. We're talking about Hello, Mary Lou, Prom Night 2 on Kill by Kill. Well, greetings and salutations, Internet. It's your old pal, Patrick Hamilton, coming to you once again from Hamilton High. This is the Kill by Kill podcast, where we're dedicated to celebrating the least discussed component of any horror film, the characters. So we're going to unpack all the goriest details of Hello, Mary Lou, Prom Night 2, in the hopes that a Hamilton High prom goer's end is just the beginning of the jokes that we can make about them. And as always, there's only one person I can trust to help me gain my revenge by crawling out of my chest after I've been shot there, the one and only Gina Radcliffe. How you doing, Gina?
Well, I'm a little sad recently, honestly. I feel a sort of bittersweetness to this for once. Normally, after we take a couple episodes to cover a one movie, I meet it with some relief. Mm-hmm. Now I'm just sad. I really enjoyed this journey, and I would have happily spread it out for another 3 or 4 episodes.
There certainly is a ton to cover, but we kind of have to pair the deaths together. Otherwise, Choose Your Own Death Venture doesn't work. And as much as I want Prom Night 2 to never end, sadly, like all things we love, they all do.
And much faster than Friday the 13th Part 5.
Oh my God. We're still not done, Gina. We still have to do one.
And we're still talking about it online.
The journey of Part 5 never seems to end. But speaking of endings, I don't want to alarm. That's a terrible transition. That may be the worst one I've ever done. All right. Speaking of bittersweet, no, that's terrible too. Oh, fuck me. Usually they just come to me right in the moment, and this is embarrassing. Hey, Gina, I hate to break it to you. We're not fucking alone. It sounded like it used to be so much fun to do things, and then this happened, and I'm beginning to doubt it as a transitional device entirely. Our special guest is a Kill by Kill all-star, an author whose latest short story collection, Sweet and Low, is available very soon from wherever fine books are sold. The one and only Nick White. How you doing, Nick?
How'd you blow it? Really, I want to know.
In terms of, there's a lot of. Do you know that's the author of this motion picture?
I do. After I watched Prom Night 2 on Amazon, they have that wonderful trivia section, and yes. I was very charmed by that.
And he apparently lives out here in Palm Springs, and I have now made it my life goal to get him on this podcast.
Please.
Because he obviously gets it. And I want to hear from him how this movie ends and how that works. Everything else I pretty much get. But that one I'd like more information on. I mean, I just can't believe this came out of one person's mind. And the genius was they not only let his vision on the screen, when it didn't work out the first time, they're like, why don't you take a week and $100,000 and refilm a bunch of stuff? It's even better now. Far and away.
Do you think that like if you interviewed him, he'd be all right with, boy, I love this movie. What the hell happens in it?
I try to coach it in that I understand some of the things that happen in it, but I definitely have a lot of questions that need to be answered.
What if you couched it in, I really love this movie. Tell me, how much cocaine was snorted during the production of this movie?
Oh my God. I would say not nearly enough, but probably the right amount.
Right.
This has a lot of what the fuck going on in it, but it sort of works in the movie's favor as opposed to some of the more farther flung editions of Friday the 13th that we've come across, which feel like they're trying to do something and failing. I think this by and large is a genuine success because not only does it overshadow in its entirety the original Prom Night, but I would say it is better than most of the horror sequels that came out in and around 1987 when this made its debut.
I will totally agree with that. And I think one of the things that maybe has something to do with that is the fact that Ron Oliver has an understanding of what camp is. Mm-hmm. And he just, when Mary Lou bursts out of that body, he gives her just enough camp, I think, to make it work for me anyway.
Yes. There's a level of high melodrama and there are emotional stakes that if you were to come across them in a regular drama, you'd be like, oh, that's a bit high strung. But here they all start to make a sort of nightmare logic that works. Sure. Nightmare logic. You hear it a lot when a movie's just fucking nuts, but there's also something to when it works, when things don't necessarily make, sort of logical sense, but they make an emotional sense. I think that is very true with this particular motion picture. So, Nick, what was your first exposure to Prom Night 2?
I was thinking about that, and when I was listening to the episode before this, I think you guys talked about USA Up All Night. Mm-hmm. And I think that was my first introduction into Hello, Mary Lou Prom Night 2. And I saw it before I saw Prom Night 1. It was years before I saw Prom Night 1 and was very disappointed.
You could put that on the DVD box.
Yeah.
Prom Night, very disappointed.
Yeah, I was. And, but when I saw it on USA Up All Night, I think I was probably 12 or 13, and I only caught the ending of it. And what fascinated me, I think I caught like when Mary Lou bursts out of the body of Vicky's body, and what fascinated me about that was that here was predominantly men running away from this woman who was going to like kill them, and being someone who had seen scary movies a lot, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. It's sort of always the guy chasing the girl, and this was the young woman with all this sort of great X-Men power, right? Mm-hmm. Who is like chasing the last guy. I forget what his name is. What's his name in the movie? Craig, chasing Craig. And also, one of the things I love about Mary Lou is her stance. Like when she stands in the hills, like her legs are sort of like, in sort of like some sort of yoga pose, I think, with her legs are just like far apart and she's just there rooted in the ground, very much like Tina Turner stood in her heels in the 1980s.
Mm-hmm. It's a very Angelina Jolie, here's my leg at the Oscars sort of thing.
Exactly.
She comes from a place of power. And I think we're so unused to women having a sense of power in these movies. I find it intensely refreshing. And while there are elements of this that are inherently comical, it is not necessarily played for laughs, not in the traditional sense. So that's where I think we get back to what you were talking about in terms of camp. They're in on the joke, but it's not a funny pun joke. This is can you believe that all this is happening? And just when you think this is so crazy, I can't believe it, it goes over the top of that.
It just puts its pedal to the metal, man. It just goes there.
And it builds. It's crazy that, well, we'll get to it. Let's get started on this, because if we start freeforming it, we'll never get anywhere. But I genuinely, having watched the film in its entirety now, I'm kind of surprised how much I enjoyed every element of it. Just from beginning to end, it builds to something that is truly wonderful to watch. And it does take you on a journey that you haven't gotten everywhere else. Speaking of which, let's do a quick body count. Who's still left alive at this point in the movie? Well, let's start with Vicky Lowe. She's part Mary Lou and she's part Vicky, and she's hell in saddle shoes, meaning that she actually just goes through a pair every couple of months. And then we have Craig. He's a man who's confident enough to strap his sweater to himself like it's a bandolier. There's something just invigorating about that. We have Principal Dad, aka Billy Northam. See, kids, all it takes is a little bit of person arson, and you can become a pillar of the community too. And of course, there is Josh, who's a combination of pathetic and terrible that I'm calling pathetic terrible. And finally, we have, in terms of human characters, we have Kelly. She's always hiding a can of Diet Pepsi on her body, even when she's naked. And of course, everyone's favorite character in the entire film, #fuckhorse.
Ron Oliver's ode to uncircumcised penises.
It's lascivious. Yeah. Oh my God. Fuckhorse is so awesome.
I'd pay $0.25 to ride that. I really would.
Yeah, I think that the next time we see Fuckhorse, the art director was instructed to make his mouth look a little moister.
Make that tongue a little more phallic.
Yeah. He seems to be full of juices, which is hard for.
He just drank from the river.
Yeah, that's right.
The river full of Vaseline.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Where's all the moisture coming from inside of that supposedly wooden horse? Yeah. I don't know. But it doesn't stop her from inserting her middle finger into it.
She's getting up in there.
And she is. There's a lot of her finger inside of its mouth, and it is okay with it.
Listen, she put on that blue skirt, got her hair done up, put that little frilly stuff on top, and she had no fucks left to give.
I mean, we will get, let's this reminds me, because I enjoy it and it's so inconsequential at the time. Let's just jump ahead to this. At one point, Kelly, while she is dancing with her off-market Alexander Goodenough at the prom, she chides him for rubbing up against her, saying, "Come on, you're going to mess up my hair. And I paid $64 for this." And I'm thinking, that's about $54 too much. It's her regular hair with sprinkles in it.
It's like she had a fairy jizz on her perm.
And not the kind who would have improved it either.
Yeah, this is just like the Christmas decoration is stuck to her head.
I mean, she looks like My Little Pony took up residence inside of it.
I think when I saw this hairdo, it's the first time it clicked with me that I would love to see and would probably invest in an all drag remake of this movie.
Oh my God, yes.
Oh yeah, there's some interesting fashion choices at this prom, mostly from the men though.
Yeah,
every man at that prom looked like they all won 5th prize at a Ducky lookalike contest.
Oh my God, so true. Or they're going to like a Rat concert afterwards.
But they're like driving the band there, not necessarily attending. They all seem like cocaine valets.
Which makes sense. I have a feeling Ron Oliver had a lot of experience with those while he was making this movie.
It's entirely possible for a prom there, and especially one that is primarily held in the dark. There's a lot of sunglasses in that room.
What's the neon?
Yeah, I guess, their future is so bright they got to wear shades, but it is yet to be determined how many of them made it out. I mean, this might be one of those Friday the 13th Part 8 situations where we don't know how many people actually died in that room. They just chose not to show us.
A lot of careers died.
Well, they might have been stillborn, but all right, let's get into it. Let's start. We return to the action with Vicky Lou and Craig still setting up the prom. Craig states as they watch other people work, I'm just not sure if I'm ready for the real world. To which Vicky Lou retorts, how about some fantasy? Cut to some room with drawings on the wall.
I am so baffled by this school that seems to have just endless rooms. That chase scene at the end between Mary Lou and Craig just goes on. It's like a labyrinth of rooms filled with Ripley's Believe It or Not artifacts. Like there's like every room is filled with old timey mansion chandeliers, and then in one room there's a pharaoh's tomb just resting against the wall.
Oh yeah, all high schools have their own pharaohs too.
There's a gay man in the theater department at that school who's really pissed off that they all been fucking with his shit.
Yeah, it's like an endless labyrinth. I did not know how big it was because up until this point, it's made it look like you come down a set of stairs and like there's some rows of clothes and some flats up against the wall. And by the end of this movie, it is a catacomb that's only missing one minotaur. Before we go any farther, we have to describe these actual drawings on a wall or a flat. I don't know where the fuck these came from, but I'll describe them. And if you have something different to say about them, please let me know. One of them looks like the creature of the Black Lagoon skydiving. And the other one looks like Rocket Raccoon giving O-face.
This was somebody's abandoned art project.
Yeah, but why would you start the camera move on this? Like that was deliberate. Like, hey, something crazy is going to happen. Take a look at something that you may not pay that much attention to if you saw it on a bathroom wall. And now here's Vicky Lou trying to fist Craig.
I'm pretty sure that much of the stage direction or the camera direction in the script for this was show some weird shit. just make the audience very uncomfortable.
See, I had a completely different reaction because I was sort of hot for Craig watching this again. I was like, man, he's dreamy. And when Vicky Lou takes him into this back room to maybe,
aggressively seduce him.
Yeah, aggressively seduce him. I'm like, oh yeah, is she gonna like rip his shirt off? Is this like this is great. And then and it's like, no, I'm going to say a gay slur. And I was like,
It's not the movie's finest moment. It may be true of Mary Lou to a degree, but I also feel that Craig is at a slight disadvantage in that, with some exceptions, and I'm sure there are, and I don't want to yuck anyone's yum, for some of us in the world, when you get punched in the balls, it's not an automatic, here's erection time.
She's like driving a stick shift with him. I mean,
she's just cackling and shrieking at him, and I guess somebody's into that.
I mean, she's been out of practice. Let's give her that. She's been locked inside of that trunk for a while, and maybe that's some of the issue. I can't be certain, but it just feels so weird to have her. At one point, she just drives her fist into his crotch. I was like, why isn't this working? Like, have you turned it on and off? Like, how do you think this works?
I'm just not hitting hard enough.
Listen, she's a product of her time. She was a young lady in the 1950s, and there wasn't much sex education to go around.
She made her own sex education by fucking as many dudes as she possibly could. There's nothing about the beginning of the movie that gives me the impression that she doesn't know how to make this work.
Clearly, this has worked for her in the past. Otherwise, she would not be so popular with the young men. I mean, I maybe like when there used to be a trend with people swallowing goldfish. Perhaps there was a trend of just punching your boyfriend in the balls as hard as you possibly can.
Old people, let us know on Twitter. Did you used to get punched in the balls to get turned on?
I think we should call it cock blocking. Real cock blocking.
The two blocks here are his torso and her fist.
Yeah.
Put between those two blocks, they're being squished as hard as they can. She does not enjoy the fact that he doesn't get an erection right away. And I get it. It's frustrating, but
it happens to all men every now and then.
That's right.
Someone just socks you in the sack and you just do nothing but cringe and try to move away.
Let's put it this way. Craig has been waiting for a while now up until this point. And I have a feeling that all he needed was a more gentle runway into it. But girls have to deal with guys who come on way too strong all the time. Role reversal, payback as a bitch, literally in this case. But I feel that there are better ways to go about getting him hard. When it doesn't work, she just picks him up by the fucking throat and basically responds by going evil dad on his ass. Craig is first choked out and then knocked out. Get used to it, folks, because this is only the first of Craig's concussions today.
Yeah, we need to discuss the biology of this when we get to the second knockout scene.
He gets torn up in this movie.
Yes. He's basically in the middle of a Die Hard movie. He's just getting the hell beat out of him. And I'm okay with that. To a degree. Yeah, it's fine.
He's a great character.
I have no problem with the character.
There was so many different and obvious ways they could have gone with this character, and they didn't. And I really appreciate that. He was a nice guy to the very end.
But he just does not know what's going on. And the vast majority of our final girls, as you might say, get torn up through the process of surviving this, very hellacious experience. There's no particular reason why Craig should be spared any of that fate. And what I enjoy about it is that he isn't.
Well, fair enough.
They'll give me that. Check mark. Hold on, folks. This shit's about to get weirder. After Vicky Lou looks right into the camera, basically daring us to say something, cut to the car sex scene from Titanic, only Mary Lou is pegging an unwilling Craig while his dad watches.
Listen, sounds like a great time to me. I don't know what he's bitching about.
This is legitimately disturbing on a couple different levels, and I don't think I had ever put it together, because he is legit bent over with her behind him She's having the time of her life in front of Principal Dad. And this isn't really happening to Craig, but it's metaphorically happening to Craig, all for the benefit of Principal Dad. And this is once again payback. In the middle of this, blood begins to drip on top of Michael Ironside's head because, of course, we don't even know if that was planned or that just happens at 3:00 for Michael Ironside. But
his scalp just starts bleeding or something.
I don't know. It does come down in quite a bit of torrents. But yeah, inside this car, driving down a hallway, blood dripping down his head. And then he wakes up from this dream, clutching his skull like it's about to make a quick exit through his mouth.
Yeah, and then I go back to that scene of them in the car, and it's just a little window that we see, and everything you said about their positions is correct. But one thing that remains the same throughout every shot is that Lisa Schrage, who plays Mary Lou, knows her fucking angles.
Yes. Why didn't she take over the world after this? I find this intensely confusing. There may be a very simple explanation for it, one that I just don't know. But this is, and I've heard it several times on Twitter since we began this. She owns this movie. She might only be in it for in total 10 minutes, but every time she's on screen, you can't look at anybody else. And I feel like the world lost something when she didn't become the biggest movie star in the world based off of this. Where was the follow-up to this? Why wasn't she huge? That's what I want to know.
Every time she's on the screen, every gay molecule in my body vibrates with joy. It is the same way I feel when I'm watching Madonna's Truth or Dare documentary or Feud Betty and Joan.
Mm-hmm.
It is just this wonderful, powerful woman, and I am here for it 95% of the time until she drops the gay slur. Then I'm like, oh!
Why do you hurt me so?
Yeah.
I thought we were going to be friends.
It was a moment of weakness and she lashed out, and maybe she could learn from it. After this, who's to say? It is, once again, I've seen this film probably 9 or 10 times, but every time I restart it, I'm like, I don't remember that. I don't remember this. It's so shocking and fresh and new to me every time I see it. I did not remember this car scene at all. And I'm like, this is haunting. Why isn't this burned into my brain? Or maybe my brain just can't accept it and goes, I want this to be fun for you the next time you see it.
I think I think the Michael Ironside blood ejaculation sort of takes over more than the car scene.
And before we go any further, we must acknowledge the fact that our previous guest here for prom night, April Wolf, actually got the words "Hello, Mary Lou, Prom Night 2" into the Washington fucking Post in a giant editorial about elevated horror. And I got teary-eyed thinking this happened because she hadn't watched this movie before we asked her to be on the show, and she was so excited about it. She put it in this giant editorial that got read by everyone who reads the Washington Post. I just hope more people see it, and that that these things could give this movie an elevated status to the point where a Scream Factory, a Vinegar Syndrome, a Vestron Video, I don't care who it is, come up with a Blu-ray package that shows this film in proper aspect ratio, in the beauty that it was actually filmed in. Please, for the love of God, please rant over.
And what is Lisa Schrage doing now? I want to know.
Well, she doesn't have any credit. She was mostly a TV actress and appears to be in a lot of Canadian TV series. Hey, man, I wish I was that consistently working in Canadian TV. It's a great gig.
Well, her Wikipedia page doesn't show anything since 1999.
Correct. That's when it abruptly seems to end. And I really want to know why that is. Hey, listen, people can become disenchanted with it. It's a dream for many, but the dream becomes a nightmare. I want to know, because she's so fucking good in this. It seems like, why wasn't she great in other things?
My dream for you is to have her on your show. That's my dream.
I would love it. I would love it. Now that we are done singing the film's praises, let's make fun of it a little bit. It's all the dream. Principal Dad seeing his son getting pegged in the backseat of a car. Was it a good dream or a nightmare? He seems to think of it as a nightmare. We don't find out what Craig felt about it. And really, that's up to him to process his feelings.
Yeah. And interestingly enough, this is not the only time a father will have to confront seeing his child behave in a somewhat sexual manner. And
oh my God,
handles it considerably better than the other parent does.
Yes. That is very, very true. At least Principal Dad screams.
He seems mildly put out by the idea.
Yeah. It's like, I don't want this for my son or for myself. But here we go. We're about to, we were singing everyone's praises before, but it's about to go into another gear, because we're going to get what I would posit to be the best acted scene in the entire film. And that is both the combination of Michael Ironside flipping the fuck out and being full of nervous bugs getting electric shocks inside of his body. And Wendy Lyon playing Vicky Lou as basically a James Bond villain. Like, she comes into this room with all of the power. She upsets the entire power dynamic of what you would think would happen here. And Principal Dad is just out of his element. There's nothing he can say. There's nothing he can do. He is frozen in comparison to her basically coming in and saying, "Hi, remember the girl you burned alive? She's back."
I love how it just seems, maybe I'm misremembering this, but it seems like she steps onto that desk in one sort of like step. That's like the giant lunge.
Yeah, I mean, she comes in wearing, I wouldn't say that there's a lot of sexual dynamo to the outfit. This is basically as hot as Prairie Home Companion could possibly get.
I mean, it's Pentecostal chic, basically.
Yeah, that's another interesting thing about this movie is it doesn't take the obvious tack of having everybody wearing really skimpy clothes. I mean, her prom dress has enough fabric to make 2 dresses.
Yes. It is not a film that trucks in nudity as a way to, get across sexuality. It really does come from a power dynamic. The person who is more aggressive about everything has all the power in the situation. And to answer Nick's question, yes, she steps up onto the desk basically in one step. It's, I mean, it's kind of, I don't know if that was intentional or what, but she stands on it in this giant voluminous skirt, legs astride, and just plants herself onto Michael Ironside.
Someone's been doing their Jane Fonda.
Yes. For sure. And it's once she plants a kiss on him, I think she decides right then and there she's going to keep him alive and do something worse to him. She's going to make him suffer. It's too easy to just kill him right then and there. And there's something kind of cool about that. This is where the Bond villain element comes into it. I don't just want to destroy you. I want to break you first.
I think my favorite part of this whole scene is when he finally acknowledges that she is in fact Mary Lou, and she says, "That's my name. Don't wear it out." But she drags it out in sort of a Frankenfurter, "I see you shiver with anticipation" moment. And it's just, she just says the silliest like 1950s slang, like "see you later, alligator." It just makes it sound so sinister.
Oh, and before that, when she talks about his son, she's like, and she says, Craig, he's so cool.
What did he want to be?
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Very good.
It is better than your average. Like everything that people like about the middle not Friday the 13th, excuse me. Everything that people like about the middle Nightmare on Elm Street movies is inherently here without having to be over the top corny. And I think it's how it edges towards camp in a very realistic bent to the sort of melodramatic bent is its greatest strength, as opposed to being just cornball with puns and waka waka waka. Like once you hit part 4 and 5 and definitely 6, like there's very little difference between Freddy Krueger and Fozzie the bear.
You're not wrong.
I'm not wrong. And we're going to learn all about it for what feels like several years. So cut to a great reunion, and that is Vicky Lou riding Fuck Horse.
My favorite scene, really. And that blue really brings out her eyes.
Yeah, and I think this is the one scene that everybody who has seen this movie once remembers, when she's just fingering this horse's mouth.
I mean, and he's just enjoying every minute of it.
I mean, those ears are back. Those red devil eyes are rolled. That fuck horse is having the time of his life.
Oh, enjoying. Listen, who knows how long it's been since he's been ridden this well. And obviously he's going to have to be put away wet.
Oh.
In a couple places. But,
Jesus.
Oh, God. Did you see what this movie made me do? This is legit disturbing.
Our brains are bent in the best possible way.
That's right. We have become warped.
And it just gets worse. It just like it just goes down. I mean, Buckhorse summons the god of incest.
Yes. It's just one of those scenes where like your mouth cut opens and then it opens a little wider and it opens a little wider still, and then you realize, it's on my keyboard, and then you kind of push it back up.
Because no matter how you think this movie is going to turn out, very few people think this is one of the stops you're going to make along the way.
I had forgotten about this scene. Completely blocked it out of my head. Maybe it's because I'm from Mississippi. I don't know. And I try to block out any representation of incest because being from the South. Anyway.
I mean, first of all, let's talk about this in order, because there's some weird deliciousness happening along the way. Dad walks in, sees his grown graduating daughter riding a rocking horse, with
straddling it.
That rocking horse, up until just the other night, did not have a gaping mouth drooling with a tongue coming out of it and demon red eyes. That would be the first thing that would draw my attention when I would enter my
I think I would walk in the room and say, "Oh, that's different."
I would think I was having a stroke. I am having a stroke. This cannot be happening to this rocking horse.
Hey, Vicky, can you do me a favor? Vicky, does it smell like burning almonds to you? Vicky, you look so pretty, honey. My left arm is tingling.
Well, the funny thing is, up until a certain point, the dad's kind of persona is very much like a 1950s dad. Mm-hmm. Like I remember my first prom.
Oh my God, yes.
I earned the money to buy your mom her corsage, and he's just like one step away from just pulling a pipe out and just lighting it up.
Meanwhile, while he's giving this little like walk down memory lane, he's completely ignoring the fact that Vicky Lou is like finger fucking the fuck horse.
I mean, she's having sex within what used to be an inanimate object while he's going, I remember when I was repossessing cars in high school. Whoa. Time out, motherfucker. You earned money in high school by repossessing cars. What time was this?
And he's just got this like nostalgic faraway grin on his face. Like it's totally not even noticing this display of bestiality 5 feet away from him across the room.
I ruined so many lives.
Fuck horse is not an animal. It's more like an inanimate animal.
Yeah, but it is alive though, because it's responding to her.
I guess, yeah.
Molesting it.
Its nose moves. It's got a tongue. This is one of those things that you would notice on a rocking horse.
That's true.
If you saw it in the store, it'd be like, honey, we're not buying that. You don't need a rocking horse with red demon eyes and a tongue.
And she gets up and just saunters towards him.
Yeah, just uninterrupted. Just like there's very little preamble to his, you look lovely tonight.
Fingers still wet from the horse mouth.
In a couple of places. And she just walks up into what should be a very platonic embrace and begins making the fuck out with him, which he 50% resists. And
no, 20% resists.
Honey, he is into it. He's more into it than Vicky was in the shower. I mean, not Vicky, but who did she kill?
Melissa.
No. Was it Melissa?
No.
I can't remember. Monica. Yeah, he looks puzzled, not like shocked, not disgusted. I mean, but after like a couple seconds, he looks like he's about to shrug and say, "Well, I guess I'm into incest now."
No, it's like, well, it's been leading to this, I guess.
I mean, I didn't come into the room for this, but I'm not leaving the room because of this.
I'm not into this. I'm not into this.
It's like, well, you have a mouth.
And again, he is also out of practice, like Vicky, who responds to the possible, having sex by ramming her fist into a dude's taint. I don't think he's been having a lot of action lately.
No, I mean,
that said, this is not where you want to pick it up.
No. God, no.
For all of our listeners out there, don't make out with your daughters. If you needed to learn that, then there you go. Star goes across the screen.
Do not endorse that kind of behavior.
We do not, especially when it looks like they're eating each other's face off.
Yeah, they're not having a good makeout session. That's the other thing. This isn't like, oh yeah, finally these two are getting together.
It's all been leading up to this moment.
Will they or won't they?
That sizzling chemistry finally comes to a boil.
Oh my God. Yes. I mean, there's so many shippers who are like, oh, Dad and Vicky Lou. Dad and Vicky Lou.
So Ross and Rachel of the 80s.
Yeah, that's right.
I was going to say Daddy Lou. Would that be like what Tumblr would call it?
Yeah, sure.
God.
Oh my God. Yeah. They've been on a break her entire life up until this point.
Listen, the fuck horse just like came animate and shit got weird.
That's right. Who knows what kind of pheromones fuck horse gives off in a room, but I don't think that should take away any of the blame or shame from Dad's response to this. But yeah, he's just like, well, crazier things have happened. And I just don't believe that's true. I don't believe crazier things have happened to that guy.
I want to know his life. I want to know his life where he marries this woman he's married to. He repossessed cars in the 50s. And now he's perfectly fine with making out with his daughter after she's been riding an animate fuck horse.
Yeah, he's had enough of his life of dinners consisting entirely of one giant vase of milk and empty coffee carafes. Now it's time to get his. How long have we spent on this scene?
I don't know. It's longer than the movie has. The movie's cool with it. It's just like, you know, goes on.
Fortunately or unfortunately, depending upon your kink, I'm looking at you, Ted Cruz.
Oh,
that's right. We're punching up. Fuck off, Ted Cruz.
We're not punching Craig's taint. We're punching up.
That's right. We're taking a different aim at people's porn likes on Twitter. Mom walks in, and to say that she's fine with it would be a great underestimation. She is not cool with her husband making out with her daughter.
I would say this was a legitimate response.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying she's wrong. It's just hard to get on her side after she's been so terrible up until this point. Like, she exists to be terrible.
Well, of course, she's not mad at the dad. She's mad at Vicky.
Well, he doesn't do shit, so why would she blame him?
No, he stops and kind of like does this thing where he like wipes his mouth.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, yeah, but he doesn't seem like, I mean, it seems like what you would do after sloppily kissing somebody. You're just like, oh, I'm a little damp. Let me take care of that. Not like, oh my God, what happened? Just
am I misremembering this? Or when she walks in and says, what's happening? Does he turn around and say, uh-oh? Did that happen?
No, I don't think so. But he just seems sort of like, I guess you're supposed to think he's in some sort of trance or something. But again, even when he, you know, evidently snaps out of it, he just be like, well, all right, let me clean myself up.
He's not ready for company at that moment. He doesn't say, but every part of his body is communicating that. Yeah. She immediately goes for whore, and you have to pay your penance.
Yeah, she goes into straight out Mrs. White mode.
And she also suggests that Vicky Lou see Father Cooper, to which Vicky Lou says, he's busy right now because I fucking killed him. And then she stands in the way. I can't get over the way this woman is dressed. She
I can't remember if it was the last episode or the first one where I said she looked like Mrs. Olsen from Little House on the Prairie.
Mm-hmm.
She just looks like a butcher's wife. and I can't figure out and again, I can't figure out how old these people are supposed to be, because Vicky's supposed to be 17, 18. The mother looks like she's about 60.
Well, I think that's how people in their 50s, late 40s, mid 50s were portrayed at this particular time. Like when everyone complained about the new aunt in the Spider-Man movie, and they're like, oh, they sexed her up. It's like, no, people in their 50s just look better now. You're going to have to like pull your shit together that a woman in her 50s doesn't look like an old maid anymore.
Well, she looked like she was serving me like Diane Wiest from Footloose.
Yeah, you're not wrong. They wear the same giant neck parachute.
Yeah, I mean, they go full into it, and obviously this plays into the camp value of the movie. Just, full on, sexless, covered in fabric from neck to toes. But she looks like she's wearing a giant apron
with a chevron on it, pointing at her crotch. Because this movie cannot get enough of crotch. But she stands in the way of the doorway, saying there's no way you're leaving this house. At which point the camera starts heading towards her, and everyone screams like, oh my God, no. And then cut to the outside of the house, and she just gets defenestrated through that door.
Is she, do we count her as a death?
She doesn't move.
Okay.
Like, she's not well. Let's put it that way. She had quite an emotional shock before this happens. And then she full on gets thrown through a door made of glass and onto a porch with no padding. And she does not move once her head hits the ground. Where I definitely think they're taking this as, if she's not dead, she's not that far away.
Well, listen, and no one's going to care too, because I was expecting after the end credits to show that the father stayed in the room with the fuck horse.
We find out later that apparently Vicky Lou had enough time to change the message on the family answering machine, so she has some time alone in the house. So maybe something happened to the dad.
Oh, and I have thoughts about that. I feel like we have just seen Taylor Swift's source for her song and reputation, right? Taylor Swift is a goddamn plagiarist.
You heard it here first, Swifties.
You're listening to this podcast, so I know you've got a curious mind. Here's a helpful fact you may not know yet. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $900 on average. Pop over to Progressive.com, answer some questions, and you'll get a quick quote with discounts that are easy to come by. In fact, 99% of their auto customers earn at least one discount. Visit Progressive.com and see if you can enjoy a little cash back. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $946 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2024 and May 2025. Potential savings will vary.
Cut to Craig's bedroom, where Principal Dad is checking out his various neck wounds in a way that doesn't weird us out at all after what we've just seen. Craig wakes up, oh my God, where's Vicky? Where's Vicky? Where's Vicky? And this seems to go on and on and on. It doesn't really lead to much necessarily, except that Dad finally relents. And when Craig sits up on his bed and asks where his shoe is, that is when Principal Dad clocks him on the back of a head like a 1930s Irish cop.
Yeah, it has to be asked. How much brain damage is poor Craig going to endure after all this is over?
At least a severe concussion. He's concussed.
Yeah, he shouldn't even be able to remember his own name once he wakes up, let alone who Vicky is.
No, everything below third grade is gone. Let's put it that way. He's lucky that he doesn't have to relearn how to walk. What is his shoe he's hitting him with? Is it like a wooden clog? I don't know. Maybe it's a tap shoe.
The hardest soled kid shoe you've ever seen.
That's right. Maybe he's got some sort of like one foot is one leg is longer than the other one.
It's got the built up heel.
Yeah.
It's like, here, let me give you one of these disco shoes.
It's got a goldfish inside of it.
And then Michael Ironside grabs his cream-colored cardigan.
I love this.
Like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And storms out.
Like, I've got something to do. Wait, I want to be cozy. Let me grab my Pamela Voorhees cardigan so I can go dig up a grave.
Well, as we see later, he appearances are very important to him when it comes to confronting an evil angel of vengeance.
That's right. All of a sudden, he has a point of pride in how he looks from this moment on, where he's like, all right, I have my battle armor of a cardigan. Let's go desecrate a grave.
Well, I mean, later he changes into a jacket and tie, and it just suddenly occurred to me that it's a little bit of a touching, thing that he's gonna see like the love of his life.
Yeah, he's worn a suit and a tie again to see her after he burned her alive.
We can all agree the adults are trash in this movie.
Yes.
I gotta look good for my lady.
That's right. Before we get to that, however, we have to get to the aforementioned grave digging. It does not seem to take many movie characters very long to dig up a person's grave. For example, in part 5, when we have those two guys who want to dig up Jason's grave to fuck his corpse, it barely takes any time at all. But that's taking place in a dream. This is supposedly real life. Once Principal Dad does get down to the coffin lid, he pulls it open to reveal that Father Buddy is inside, deep throating that sharp crucifix that he was killed with earlier. When Michael Ironside pulls the crucifix out of the mouth for reasons I don't particularly know, it sounds like a duck farted.
I was going to say, it sounds like he pulled a cork out.
Yeah. This is not the Foley artist's greatest day.
I just want to know, like, the costume department on how they dirtied up the cardigan. Like, it's like very much like dirt patches in particular places. Yeah. I just like the image of Michael Ironside being like such a method actor that he like rolls around in some dirt before they film this.
I can absolutely see that.
Yes. I wouldn't want anything less, quite frankly, than that. Once he does extricate that very sharp crucifix out of Father Buddy's mouth, he then screams to the heavens as if they were best friends.
And holds him.
Were they? I didn't get the impression that they're obviously acquaintances who knew one another in high school, but they're not talking to one another on the regs. It's not, we don't have like an Exorcist 3 situation where these two guys have taken different paths in life and they still shoot the shit while they have a roast beef sandwich, I guess with the au jus coming from the au jus fountain inside of Hamilton High. But he's like, no, like, well, dude, you set a woman on fire, man. Like, shit comes around. It's not all principal jobs and I fucking the local girls around the high school.
Death so much more seriously than he did when he burned alive his girlfriend.
That's true. That just seems like, oh no, I ruined her dress. Cut to prom. This is when Josh takes Vicky Lou's picture, and for a moment she glows like Starman. Which
her dance moves, priceless.
She is not quite used to 80s music, and I don't know how many of us ever were, but there's not, in terms of dancing ability, this is the place where Prom Night, the original, wins over Prom Night 2.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they had weeks of practice, as we saw.
Yes, and a specialty dance floor. Here, all the lights are now in the ceiling with these sort of neon structures. And everything sounds like there's a lot of reverb on the drums. Absolutely everything is Till Tuesday, some variation of it.
She's feeling herself. She is like in that blue dress, surrounded by neon, just, fucking, what would we call, what type of dance is she doing? Is that the Charleston?
I think it's a little bit of an old timey thing where she's kind of moving her fingers around, and, it looks very much like, someone's grandma will be dancing at a wedding reception.
There's a lot of finger snapping.
Yeah.
There's an overabundance of finger snapping for dancing in the 80s. Let's put it that way. She has an inner light that apparently can only be captured on film briefly. That never happens again. So
I have two observations that I noted. One was that Kelly's date, who I don't think we ever saw. Oh no, he was like kind of like her hanger on before. He was
her toady. Yeah.
He is, he has been drinking too much, which she notes, and he actually uses the line, "I drink, I get drunk, so what's the problem?" He busts out some of that Spencer's gift keyring philosophy.
And once you utter those words, I think we all know what the problem is.
And he's wearing this bizarre shirt that kind of has this strange little, almost like Dracula, little ruffle on the front. Listen, the costumes in this scene are very strange. A lot of the girls seem to be going for some sort of 50s thing. And I realized that was a thing in like the mid 80s, but I don't know that many people use it at their prom. But I mean, there's a couple of girls that have the whole like shirt with the big voluminous skirts, and what the men are wearing it's inexplicable. Yes. They all look like they bought their outfits at a secondhand store, but it's
a secondhand store for giants.
Yeah. Everything is very oversized. It's very unflattering. They all look like they just got out of bed, like minutes before getting in the limousine to the prom. Nobody looks put together. It's very, very strange. And I don't know if that's if it's intentional but it's very, you can't stop looking at everybody there. And the other observation I made was that apparently Josh is under the impression that Monica has stood him up, which that would suggest that no one has noticed the bank of crushed lockers in the locker room or the pink oatmeal streaming out of it.
But Gina, the sign said the locker room was out of order.
Yeah.
So everyone went in.
Never to go
At all.
inside of it. Now, the entire room is out of order.
Yeah, I wonder how's a room out of order?
I don't know. I'm not entirely sure how a locker room becomes out of order.
I'm sure the assistant principal of the school wonders that too and walks in and sees the pink oatmeal in the locker and is like, oh, that's how a room's out of order.
No.
Oh, this entire bank of lockers just got smushed like a piece of tinfoil.
Yeah, like all this entire locker full of Go-Gurt has exploded. We need someone in here to take care of this. Cut to the AV squad, where we learned that a bank of computers actually is a secret Labatt fridge. So this movie cannot get any more Canadian if it tried. While Josh is taking back a tall one, Kelly drops by.
His tiny little computer just it cracks me up.
It's very tiny. It's very svelte.
It's not the size of the computer, but the power of I don't know. Sorry.
There's a lot of programming power for everything. And I don't know why you would need to calculate a physical ballot.
It's addition, right?
Yeah. You basically add. Why do we need to put this in a computer?
Well, it also has that cool little 2-color 8-bit effect that shows their name.
Yeah. Absolutely true. But she wants this so bad. Again,
how big of a competition could this be? It looks like there's about 50 people at the prom.
That's true. I just don't know. We know that she lost with regular voting. So who was she running against? Did Vicky actually win the vote for this? Is she the most popular girl in school? No. I mean, she's nice and everything, but at no point does anyone say, well, everyone looks up to Vicky. Everyone knows Vicky's name. Everyone wants to get into Vicky's giant hoop skirt. So, of course she's going to win. And that's why Kelly's like, fuck off. This is the only thing that's keeping me alive.
That and the Diet Coke.
Yeah, that's right.
She has the same sort of obsession with winning prom queen as Mary Lou did, which kind of has an odd suggestion. And this is something you see in a lot of high school movies, in which this is the most important thing that will ever happen in a young woman's life.
Yeah.
That it will dictate what you do after high school, that you won prom queen.
It means so much to her that she's about to go down the road she swore that she would not turn down. And that is, she's going to have to do one particular job if she wants to earn that crown. And so let's just say that after this scene, Josh's lap is filled with so much hair glitter, you would not believe it.
The way this was treated, she actually becomes weirdly sympathetic, because you could tell she absolutely did not enjoy doing that. And it was a little gross, and she's unhappy that she had to do that. And when Vicky does win, she just looks devastated. And
Yes.
I'm trying to think, like, what is the audience takeaway from this? That, haha, you deserve that. Like, no, I'm very glad that her death was relatively understated, and that Josh's death was weird and gross and fucking longed.
Yeah.
Because he deserved that.
He had it coming. I mean, he had it coming from the moment that he said that his potato radio was going to enter the annals of history, and that sometimes that is somewhat painful.
Rent-a-Center Val Kilmer earned every minute of his awful, awful death.
Or when he has that brief moment of insight when they're decorating for the prom and he says, "Oh, Vicky's possessed, total Linda Blairsville." It's like, how the fuck does this guy have his finger on the pulse of what's happening in this movie?
I don't know. At no point does you get the impression that he has a ton of insight. He's just saying the thing the screenwriter would say in that situation. And they're just trying to make his character too smart for his own good. But then he's also a complete asswipe who demands a blowjob to change who prom queen is. It's just gross. Like, if you're going to, it's just, I enjoy when he explodes. I enjoy that he melts like a fruit gusher connected to a waltz.
Although I went back and looked at that scene, because in that scene, if we want to talk about it now, when the he gets like electrocuted, for a moment he seems to be enjoying it. It's like he has stumbled upon the best free internet porn he has ever seen. Like, this is like 1980s Pornhub. He has found it, and his life may never be the same.
Can we, for a second, talk about the overuse of ruffles and polka dots in this movie? Vicky's dress is not only ruffled on one shoulder, but she's also wearing Madonna gloves, and she's got black polka dots on this dress. This is the craziest fucking combination of material.
And it has a like a cape built into it.
Oh, Josh's bow tie lights up. There are 4 lights on the bow tie.
I think this movie must have imprinted on me more than I thought it did, because this is like my aesthetic. Like, if I was like, oversized clothes and pastels? Yes, please. Bow ties that light up? Uh-huh. Let's put glitter in my hair. Why not? I'm crazy. I mean, this is like, I want to go out. I want to go on author tour dressed like this. Just lots of fabric, pastel. I want to do pastel more than B. Arthur and Golden Girls. I mean, I just want to just fuck up this movie in its costumes.
Meanwhile, Principal Dad is hunting for Mary Lou with a .32 revolver. I just
gets his fucking pistol, man.
Yeah, you don't shoot ghosts, right? You don't shoot the devil out of people, or like he both misunderstands ghosts and possession in one fell swoop.
Well, see, this is why The Exorcist didn't work the first time, right? Because Michael Ironside wasn't there. Fucking Linda Blair turned her head around once. He's coming in there with a pistol and just blowing her away.
That's right.
Problem solved. Ellen Burstyn walks out.
I want to ask you about this, Nick, in particular, because there's a couple moments that feel like this movie is rubs me the wrong way in terms of its sexual politics. The first is obviously Vicky Lou, calling Craig a gay slur. Secondly is what I'm supposed to intune as an ew factor when Callie returns to the dance and her Alexander Goodenough knockoff gives her a kiss on the mouth, and she's like, no, you don't know where that's been. You know what? I think he's fine with it. Just go.
I think he's fine with it too. I mean, I didn't it's like we have just seen a woman finger fuck a horse mouth. We have just seen daddy and little girl make out. I mean, we have just seen, a son get like raped in the back of a car, but this is the grossed out moment.
Yeah. And I don't understand why. I understand her not wanting to be physically intimate with anyone else in that exact moment. Nevertheless, him, but this is supposed to be payoff or something. And I don't know that it's necessary. It just like, why? Like, what are we getting? Why?
It sort of felt like a little bit of like frat humor that had like found its way into this 80% queer movie.
We cut back to the AV club where Josh is doing he's developing the pictures from the prom already, and he finds the very first picture he finds is of Vicky, and she's giving a look to the camera like she was just told by a photographer, "Give me baby face, no more." And just I guess that's what happens when your entire body glows when a flash bulb hits it. I'm not sure how that works. Regardless of that, he goes over to the computer and then changes the name in it again, because that's something that was happening during the blowjob. He's like, "Whoa, whoa," which don't do that.
Thank God he at least did not cross his eyes.
This is where you welcome the subtlety of Dr. Bad News Cruz from Friday the 13th Part 7, when he gets hedge trimmed in the chest to death and looks like he's getting the ghost blow job from Ghostbusters.
Oh, Bad News Cruz. I haven't thought of him in a while.
Weren't those the times? But he's changing the name yet again. This is when we cut back to the prom, and Vicky Lou saunters over to an extension cord sticking out of a socket and just begins fondling.
She gives it a hand job. She gives it the hand job she should have given to Craig.
Yes. This is how you warm a dude up, Vicky Lou. But no, part of her ghost powers is apparently she can communicate through the electrical wires. She senses in the prom queen force that she's being screwed out of winning this crown for a second time.
Yeah, she flinches. She acts like Obi-Wan when Alderaan blows up.
That's right. She hears 1,000 voices crying out in pain and stopping. Only it's those voices not saying, "Mary Lou, you won prom queen." And she just grabs it, yanks on a little, just caresses it in her hand.
Gives it a little tug. It's a TJ, a tug job.
Yeah, just like, And before you know it, I know we've said before, this is the most sexual episode. This is the most sexual episode. Up until the point we reach Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. And then it's just going to be all of this all over again.
You're listening to this podcast, so I know you've got a curious mind. Here's a helpful fact you may not know yet. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $900 on average. Pop over to Progressive.com, answer some questions, and you'll get a quick quote with discounts that are easy to come by. In fact, 99% of their auto customers earn at least one discount. Visit Progressive.com and see if you can enjoy a little cash back. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $946 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2024 and May 2025. Potential savings will vary.
While she's giving the cord a hand job,
she gives birth to the internet. That's how the internet is born.
She sends an email that E is for electrocution. As cartoon lightning bolts leap out of a Mac 2 onto the face and hands of Josh, and we get of basically 30 seconds of him exploding and every part of juice in his head, like a many fuck horses, just opens up all around his face.
I think he's down with it, honestly. I think he doesn't seem to mind.
He died. This is going to be reference number 1 for this. He dies the way Beef dies in Phantom of the Paradise. Electrocuted. With Beef, it seems to be with an electric bolt up the butt. Here, I guess it's more of a face thing because he just got a blowjob. I'm not sure how the sexual politics work, but he enjoys every second of it. He also, when it first starts to go into his eyeballs, he looks to have the clearest skin he's ever had in the entire movie.
I mean, electric bolts are a great exfoliant.
It's true. And then, yeah, he has sex with this computer while it blows up, and then blood comes all over the screen. It actually happens. Like he is having, electric sex with this computer.
There's a lot of sex with inanimate objects in this movie.
It really is. It doesn't seem to dissuade the eventual reveal, though, which happens on a fat tube TV, giving a star for our girl, Vicky Carpenter. She has won it all. This is her moment to shine. And yeah, poor Kelly is distraught. And to rub it in, Vicky walks right past her and gives her a fuck yeah. I mean, everything about this happens in slow motion, like she should have guns going off in the air, like it's Bad Boys. It should be noted that she passes Professor Craven, who we last saw having his crotch lit on fire for grabbing Vicky's ass in the middle of a class.
Oh, is that who that was?
Yeah, while she's walking by, he's just
recovered
clapping
quickly.
I just saw like random like old guy there, and I'm like, oh, I guess that's a teacher.
Well, that we did learn that sequence that happens to the flaming crotch sequence was a reshoot. So I think they had that slow-mo tracking shot of her walking past everyone. They're like, we can't cut away. You know, I guess his crotch got better or something.
His crotch may have gotten better, but his time was up.
Oh my God. And this is the moment in which the writer and half director of this movie turns to Kelly and says, "Hey, Kelly, how did you blow it?" Which is mean on several levels.
Yeah, but I mean, I nobody knew what she was doing, I hope.
It's such a catty gay man thing to say, though, too.
I mean, unless she was known for offering blowjobs for the most minute of favors.
That's how she got the glitter in her hair.
That's right. That's why it was a $64 hairdo and not $100 hairdo.
She blew him down to 64.
That's right. She blowjobbed her way into 33% off.
Now that's a bargain.
Yeah, that's right.
A girl's got to do what a girl's got to do.
This is one of our best episodes, our finest moments.
She saved a load by taking one.
Oh my God.
I hate you. I'm not doing this anymore.
We're not done yet. You can hate me later.
I'm done. I'm 100% done.
Oh God.
I'm just gonna pretend I'm just throwing down my headphones in frustration. Fuck this.
You know who's not done? Mary Lou.
2 years of my life. It comes to this.
But wait. There's more. Principal Dad's up to his old tricks. Like any serial killer, he repeats the pattern that gratifies him the most. So he climbs the catwalk above the stage so he can shoot someone multiple times instead of lighting them on fire.
Like shooting down too. Like
shooting down. This is the worst angle to shoot somebody if you're playing, and it's the only plan he's got is to shoot somebody.
Yeah, and with the same kind of bad aim that led him to drop a stink bomb and accidentally light someone on fire with it.
That's right. He only does seem to hit her once, but that's all you really need is to get one solid wound to the chest. And it doesn't look like something anyone's going to recover from anytime soon. But wait, there's more. Craig arrives, and he looks like a man who's had 2 concussions in 24 hours. Both of them as a result, what I have written down, both of them as the result of fighting Swamp Thing. I think I'm transposing what's happening here because he yells at everyone, "Get an ambulance." And once again, Hamilton High does not respond well to emergencies.
No, they're just like stunned silence.
And then they just sort of turn around and walk away.
Like,
well, nothing more we can do here.
She got it. Well, Kelly, it looks like you're prom queen. You got your wish.
Kelly, good news, bad news.
It's a good news, bad news sitch. But hold on, there's more. This is when Mary Lou crawls out of the bullet hole in Vicky's chest.
She punches her way out.
I want to see how this was worded in the screenplay.
I'll tell you one of the ways it was worded in the screenplay. Remember that scene in Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge?
Oh, right.
But now it's with two chicks.
Yes.
This is the coming out sequence from Freddy's Revenge. And I'm kind of here for it. I think it works just as well. Like if you're going to rip somebody off, do it for a purpose. And I feel like this does it for a purpose because now it's not the tragedy of this girl dying. It's that Mary Lou refuses to allow this to be taken from her again, even if that means she has to crawl out of somebody else's body. And that is fucking awesome.
Also, I love the sequence of her going from burned to not burned. It reminded me, or it seemed to be inspired by, and I don't know if this movie came out before Hello, Mary Lou Prom Night 2, but Hellraiser.
Oh, it definitely came out after Hellraiser.
Oh, okay. Well, then
yes, she is definitely gaining energy from the more lives that she takes, the more flesh she seems to have. A la Hellraiser. I think it's an absolutely excellent call for how this is working. She starts off as sort of Tarman from Return of the Living Dead, and slowly but surely becomes the Mary Lou we all know and love, just with like a sort of a Kermit necklace of old dead skin.
I was going to say, she sort of looked like she just had a chemical peel.
Yeah.
And her dress is a little singed, but it came back too, right?
Yes. I think she's gaining energy from taking lives and taking her revenge. Sparks fly everywhere. And I told you I was going to bring it up again. Here's another person who dies like beef from Phantom of the Paradise. Kelly gets killed by a neon lightning bolt. So
and it's a pretty throwaway scene. I feel the movie kind of builds her up as Vicky's nemesis, and then I think just what happens with her and Josh is just so sad and gross that we'll give her some dignity. We'll just throw a lightning bolt at her.
Yeah. And this is where I feel the film's budgetary limitations really come into play, because they obviously spent the vast majority of their money making the effect of Mary Lou coming out of somebody's chest, as opposed to having a full-fledged Carrie, I'm going to burn the gym down and everyone's locked in the prom, in the gymnasium with me. And I think it's smart, because I don't think you can out Brian De Palma. I think the audience fills in the blanks for a lot of what's happening here. You don't have to see person after person after person be electrocuted and die. You can kind of like put that together in your mind because you've seen it before.
And I sort of got the impression that several of these people lived.
Yes. She doesn't get everyone.
Yeah, because there's a pretty kind of cool effect when she presumably returns to her grave and everything moves very quickly. And there's a lot of people in that parking lot. So I think the majority of the people did actually manage to escape. And there was no standard scene of like the doors locking by themselves or anything like that, which is, always a common shot in scenes like that where where you're supplied that someone is trapped somewhere.
Yes.
I think that for the most part, most of the people probably did escape.
Yes. I think she takes as many lives as she can. But we can obviously, something is happening because it rocks Principal Dad off of the catwalk and he lands square on his face onto the stage. He has brought with him a crown that he seems to have been holding on to, but we also have the crown that was in the trunk, and then we have the crown that was in the display case.
There's a lot of tiaras in this movie. It's like a huge tiara fetish.
It is. It's like, well, which one of these things is the real Holy Grail?
And it turns out that this is all she wants. And I don't know how long it took him to figure out that this is what he needed to give her, because it seems like that if he had just given it to her in the principal's office when she visits him earlier, he could have saved himself a lot of trouble.
Yes, he certainly could have saved a lot of lives. She still may have killed him, but I don't know that she would have killed she still wanted the coronation.
Well, true. Okay.
Now that she's had the coronation, this is where this gets wonky for me. The idea of how all of this works makes very little sense. I do want to say, I want to call out one particular sequence. Craig runs for his life, and we discover that what we thought was just a storage room full of drama stuff is now an endless maze, a la the basement in Nightmare on Elm Street. But there's one shot where he closes this second gate door and looks up the stairs, and Mary Lou's shadow appears inside the window of the door, and then boom, she's right in front of the camera. And it's real, like, I screamed.
It's so good. I love that scene so much. I love that sequence of him running for his life, actually, and her chasing him in those heels. Like, there's just something so terrifying and awesome about it at the same time.
Yeah, we're getting to very heavily into Nightmare on Elm Street territory, because this place is endless. Vicky shows up apparently like, oh no, I've been fixed. You know, what this is crazy. Take me away from all this. And it's only when you see the Mary Lou ring that you realize, aha, she's tricking you.
Oh, and Josh's body shows up again in the sarcophagus.
His head spins around Linda Blair style and says you're in some deep shit.
Yes. The Linda Blair thing pays off. At the very least, you got to give it that.
I'm just still wondering why a high school has a sarcophagus.
Maybe they put on a very short presentation of King Tut, the Steve Martin song, at some point during the variety show.
There's some gay student in the theater department who was waiting to put on Antony and Cleopatra and is going to be so pissed off when he gets back to school.
It looks like Josh has been hitting that au jus fountain pretty hard when he shows up. Every surface in this drama storage room is covered in filth. The walls look like they've been dripping dirt for the last 30, 40 years. I don't understand how the trunk works. Can someone explain to me? I usually have a very good handle of what someone's end game is. Why is Mary Lou sucking Craig into the trunk going to allow her to get her way?
I got that it was a portal into purgatory.
Yeah, because when Vicky does, the real Vicky does come back later, she comes out of the trunk and she's covered in the same pink goo that Diane and Carol Ann are covered in after they're rescued at the end of Poltergeist.
Yes,
so
they got Poltergeist slimed.
I'm thinking it's just sort of the same kind of neither world. That it's not enough that she won't kill him. She's just going to make his soul, trapped in some sort of, eternal place of torture.
So if she trades him for her, but isn't Vicky already there? Why does she need two bodies there?
She's continuing her revenge to the dad, I guess.
That I can buy. Also, it's super weird when Principal Dad puts the crown on Mary Lou's head and they both are like, oh, yeah.
I was going to say, it gets a little orgasmic.
Jesus. Another inanimate object. All of these objects are just primed orifices of sex.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, Jesus, if that's what happens when you touch the crown, I am staying the hell away from the scepter.
Yeah. Then we get Evil Dead vision as a camera rumbles along the ground through a bunch of people and into a gravesite, which I guess we assume is Mary Lou returning to the grave.
Yeah. And then there's a sort of weirdly sweet moment where it flashes back to the triumphant winning dance of Mary Lou and Billy they never actually got to have.
Yes.
And again, I'm puzzled as to how the audience is supposed to feel. Like, I mean, are we supposed to feel good that she finally got to wear that crown, or?
Well, she is an anti-hero. She is a tragic villain.
I mean, I thought it was a good way, an interesting way to spin it. I just thought it was it was an odd kind of tonal shift.
Yes, I will give you that. It seems out of place, but I think they're struggling to find an ending for this movie. Everything's been going according to plan up until this point, and then it just kind of goes off the rails in a wrong way.
When Mary Lou is like tearing herself through Vicky Lou's body, so they sort of don't know what to do with Mary Lou after she has manifested herself.
Yes, they know that she needs some sort of comeuppance. They're just not really sure how to make it happen or how to stick the landing. And that's why I feel like it feels like it has three endings. The first ending being Mary Lou comes, out of someone's body and starts destroying the place. The second ending being the orgasm of having a crown being put on your head and kissing Michael Ironside. I mean, that part I get. that part I can feel. And then we're going to talk about the third. Vicky, after seeing one of her two gold crosses just strapped to a wall, Craig pries open this magical chest to find Vicky covered in poltergeist slime. And she's like, what day is it, Larry? And then Craig's like, I've been burned before. I've been punched in the taint one too many times tonight. How do you take your coffee? Do you like sugar in it? And she's like, oh, that stuff will kill you. And he's like, and then he has an orgasm. And then we know everything will be fine.
I like how anti-refined sugar this movie is.
It's very ahead of its day. Then everyone's outside like, oh my God, this is crazy.
They have some stories to tell.
It should be noted that Craig is walking like he took a fist up the hinder. And then out of nowhere, here's Principal Dad. He's like, oh, I am so glad that you two are fine. You know what? I'm going to drive you both home. Everything's going to be hunky-dory.
Nobody needs to give a statement to the police. Nobody needs to go to the hospital. Everything's fine.
Vicky's going to be fine when she goes back home and sees her mama sprawled on the street and her daddy fuck riding the fuck horse.
No one in the crowd's like, hey, police, that guy shot that girl. You may want to talk to him for a moment. But he just piles them into his Olds Cutlass in the back seat, then gets in and locks all the doors and rolls up all the windows when the Mary Lou song by Ronnie Hawkins starts to play. And they're like, what? Oh no, he is wearing Mary Lou's ring on his pinky. And there's nothing more frightening than the idea of Michael Ironside wearing pinky jewelry. No,
there is one thing more frightening, and that is vanity license plates.
Mary Lou 2, Wonka Wonka Wonka.
Now, did he always have this license plate, or did somehow, the evil spirits that drove Mary Lou, did they just somehow change the license plates?
Mary Lou is using her same power that she used to record that message on the answering machine to, do up a personal tag.
Yeah, she has shocker powers and she can change license plates. Like, what is the Weird Science? They changed the license plates in Weird Science. Oh my God. What is wrong with my brain, Gina? Why can't I remember things?
We've been watching Hello, Mary Lou and talking about it for almost a month.
I'm just surprised at this moment Professor Xavier didn't come and like recruit Mary Lou to his school for gifted children, because I think she would qualify.
Yes. I think the problem is now that she's in the body of Michael Ironside, that's going to be really weird for the rest of the classmates.
Give her a couple months to cook and then shoot him, and she'll crawl out. It'll be fine.
That's right. Let Wolverine stab him and she'll just pop out. All right. Well, that's I hate to watch Prom Night 2 go, but I love to watch it leave, especially Michael Ironside's butt. But this is the moment that we've all been waiting for. It's choose your own death venture time. So if you were going to die in one of the ways that happened in our sequence of this film, which would you choose and why? Today, up for bid, we have defenestrated through a bay door after watching your husband make out with your daughter, or stabbed with a neon lightning bolt, shockamified by your computer, or possessed by Mary Lou. I assume that Principal Dad is not coming back from this. Okay, Nick, you are our guest, and I choose you to give us your answer first.
Oh, from those illustrious choices, I have to pick possessed by Mary Lou. If I'm going to pick one, as a bullied child growing up in Mississippi, I think nothing sort of populated my dark fantasies more than being possessed by some dark figure and turning carry on people. So yes, all the way, possess me now, Mary Lou. I am down. We'll go get the fuck horse and have a great time.
Perfecto. I mean, you do know that at some point she's going to come crawling out of your chest and the gig's up.
Price you have to pay.
Joe, you're going to have a good time. I mean, who knows what delights your fist will see from that moment on. Gina, what say you?
I was going to say that as loathsome as I found the character in every possible way, I'm going to have to take electrocuted through a teeny tiny little computer. I just found it to be possibly the most 80s way imaginable that a character could die. There was just something about the way it was shot that it looked like a heavy metal video. And it just amused me so much.
Well, he did enjoy it a little.
Yeah, I mean, he was into it. Maybe I'll be into it. I don't know.
Well, the only way to find out is to find out.
That this movie is all about just discovering kinks you never knew you had.
Oh my God, it totally is.
It's a giant awakening for everyone who watches it. Speaking of which, I've decided to die by giant neon lightning bolt because if anything gets me closer to dying in a manner portrayed in Phantom of the Paradise, I'm totes into it. That is the fetish I've decided to have out of this.
You're going to ride that fuck horse.
That's right. There's no way I want to walk in and watch my husband making out with my daughter. That's right out. And I cannot truck with that costuming. There's no way I'm going to be mom. Fuck that noise. All right. Well, that pretty much does it. Before we go, Nick, where can people find out more about you and what you're doing?
TheNickWhite.com and at NickWhite1985 on Twitter.
Excellent. And when does Sweet and Low get into bookstores?
It'll be out June 5th. And I will be in New York giving a reading then. And you'll see my tour dates on my website. And maybe I'll be coming to a city or town near you.
Excellent. Do it today. Look Nick up. And if you haven't already, I'm going to hype up How to Survive a Summer again. It was my favorite book that I read last year.
So
I
nice.
loved it. And if you haven't read it, you absolutely should pick up a copy. You are going to love it too. Gina, where can people find you on the internets?
I write about old television and movies and just general pop culture at GinaRadcliffe.com. And I am on Twitter under Porcelain72. Beware, I am an incredible combative asshole on Twitter and in ways that I am not anywhere else. Not to our fans though, just in general. Do not be afraid to at me. I will be very nice to you.
There you go. I was just checking to see if we had a new review on Apple Podcasts, because it's been a while. It's been since the beginning of the year since we've had anything new. In between that time, we had one person who gave us a 3-star review, which was really nice. Did not explain themselves.
Just,
like, you could be better, you could be worse.
To quote Mary Lou, a 3-star review, you're good for a taste, not for a swallow.
Yeah, right.
I think that's accurate.
It's more accurate than perhaps we'd like. So my challenge to all of our newer listeners, I know a lot of podcasts ask for you to rate and review them on iTunes. There's a reason for that. It's because you'll be seen by more people. You'll be hyped by more people, and we will spread the blessing and or curse of Kill by Kill farther if you do so. Now, if you tell us what your favorite murder scene was in Friday the 13th or Prom Night 2, we will read it here on the air. That's our solemn promise to you, the Kill by Kill listener. And in the meantime, of course, you can catch us in all the regular places, on Twitter at Kill by Kill Pod, on Instagram at Kill by Kill Podcast. We have the Facebook page and group if you want to discuss things in more detail, or send us a lovely note online. And that will do it for today. But don't worry, folks. The body count continues. We're going to take this podcast somewhere it's never gone before. Space. Sorry, I was yawning. We're going to space. We're going to space with some lovely knits. We're going to meet some incredible Canadian actors. And we're going to stab David Cronenberg through the chest. You're going to want to be here for that.
Don't get too attached to him.
That's right. We're going to play an all-new game that you have not heard of, but I know you're going to like, called Jamie Lee Curtis or Roasted Peanuts. You're going to want to find out why. It's a good one. And that will do it for today. So for myself, for Gina, for Nick, bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.